Live from Valuetainment, it's the Mouthpiece with Brady Matthews. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, Jorge. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Wow.
Huge audience today.
Thank you, guys. Please take your seat. Everyone at home. Everyone at home, please. Thank you so much. Grab your popcorn, grab a beer, take your stupid Eclipse glasses off, and enjoy the Mouthpiece, because we're all here to have a good time, right? We all survived.
Thank God.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see a whole lot. Not a lot of fireworks out there. Although the electricity got shut off, and I was like, "Where's my gun?" But just joking. But thank you guys for tuning in. An awesome weekend of sports. A lot of hoop talk, right? South Carolina capping off a perfect season by defeating Iowa, and Don Staley with some shocking comments. We're going to break that down, and it's not talking about a hoax, but something else that I think we need to address, if you will. Also, the WNBA is must-see TV now that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are foregoing their senior season, and they're going into the WNBA. Here's my question. Could Caitlin Clark go somewhere else besides the WNBA? That's a question I'm going to ask these boys. But with that said, we also want to give all the support and thanks to Patrick Bet-David, who puts all this stuff together for us, and Valuetainment, and the big support for the Mouthpiece. And we're just very thankful for that. But with that said, let me introduce my all-star panel, if you will. Let's get this effing party started. Okay? To the left of me, he is our MVP here at Valuetainment. Guys, get up for the one and the only, Chris Mano.
There's a lot of energy behind that one. Lots of energy behind that one.
I feel like we need fireworks coming up behind you.
You bet.
Or something.
I don't need Chicago Cubs pyro.
Yeah,
No,
not
that Cubs pyro. Give me some real pyro.
I was just about to say
I'll take no pyro or real pyro.
I could hold a sparkler next to you.
Yeah. Next time, we'll do that for 4th of July.
But just verbally, that was great.
Thank you, dude.
I appreciate that.
I should be a UFC host. In case this doesn't work out, Bruce Buffer, check me out.
Watch out, bud.
All right? Sitting next to our boy Mano, he has the best chest hair this side of the 95. He is Mr. UFC, the one and only Raymond Sherwood. Good to see you, Ray.
Thank you. Hey, good to see you too.
How are we feeling today? Yeah.
Great.
Did you see the eclipse at all, or?
Yeah. Well, if I did, I'd be blind. But no,
That's not true. I looked at it. Christy and I looked at it. I didn't go blind.
Our corneas are doing great. Yeah. So.
I feel good.
Did you have your eclipse glasses? No. Oh,
yeah.
Wait.
Yep.
Really? Oh, you guys are special. Well,
That's right. Yep. We're going to sign a couple after the show for people, for all of our fans here.
Perfect.
And, they're going to get free Eclipse glasses.
Appreciate you guys coming. Thank you.
Our guy behind the desk, he's Cleveland's very own. He keeps this show on the right track. Guys, give it up for Malik Hudson, everybody.
Okay, Malik.
He's got that nice yellow swag. I like that.
Malik, did you and your boyfriend Deli go look at the eclipse, or?
No, we didn't actually. No. I missed it. I was too busy working.
Of course. You're a busy guy. You're a busy man, and we appreciate that here every day. Okay?
Every single day.
Every single day. Okay, let's get this party started. Let's see. Right out the gate, let's just break down some of the NCAA fun, if you will. Let's see, the breakdown. The women's tourney was awesome. Women's tourney is great. The men's championship game is also tonight. But the thing that I thought was so great is Kamala Harris sometimes is in the news, and I didn't want to start with this, but I had to start with this because she just talks out of her ass. It's word salad with this chick all the time, right? That's our vice president. She's one of the dumbest people on the planet. For real, I'm sorry. What she says half the time makes no sense. I'll give you an example. We're talking about our women's basketball. Women's basketball, by the way, is the hottest thing for sports altogether. You'd think that she would know maybe a little bit about women's basketball. Here's what Kamala Harris had to say.
Okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? Think about that, and talk about progress, better late than never, but progress, and what that has done, because of course when, I had a bracket, it's not broken completely, but I won't talk about my bracket. But you know what? Just how we love March Madness, and even just now allowing the women to have brackets, and what that does to encourage people to talk more about.
She doesn't even know what the hell she's talking about.
Also, let's see how many times she says bracket after
that's the best when she does that. She just gets a word in her head.
She finds one word
and
she keeps repeating it.
Hilarious.
Well, if you can't see it, you won't be.
Hey, Kamala, real quick, if you don't know what the F you're talking about, then maybe you shouldn't talk about it. You know what I mean? Just like everything else that comes out of your stupid mouth. Like, what do you think about that, Ray? Boys, is
ridiculous. She had no idea what she was talking about. You could even see it on her face. She was like, bracket sounds like a good word.
Yeah, I don't know. Just half the things she
Idiotic.
says all the time, it's just she finds that one word and then she just repeats herself over and over again. I mean, if you don't know anything about brackets, why would you bring it up? I don't know anything about how to make, I don't know, a bun cake.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, bun cakes, and here's the thing is what you want to do is you want to get some sugar. And no, that's not my wheelhouse.
Yeah, and
Ray.
the worst part is it's completely untrue.
Yeah.
Like, where have we seen this script before where they say this group of marginalized people have never been able to do something before, and then you call them on it and say, well, tell me an example of when they were not able to do that before. And it's just like, well, that's exactly what we just saw, because I'm sorry to tell you, but women's brackets have been a thing for many years.
I would say probably almost since day one, I would think,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
since the tournament-
2022
I
is
would-
where she
yeah.
starts claiming it started. That's
going on?
Since
fantastic.
the tournament started.
Good, good for her.
Malik, do you have any opinions on Kamala Harris bringing out her bracket, quote unquote?
Well, I didn't know that 2022 was the first year women's got brackets. I mean,
That's where it all
pretty
accelerated.
groundbreaking. I missed that. I
Groundbreaking.
missed that moment in history.
Yeah.
I wish I was there for it.
I don't know, man. It's just like, what's the point of saying stuff just to say stuff? You know what I mean? Because also, it's not like someone asked her about her bracket. She goes, also, just want to let you know for women's sports that
She thought she was just on fire, just rattling that off, just for no reason. She was like, you know what? Let me talk about
You know
women's
what's-
sports here
you
and
know
how
what's
it's
so
excelling.
yeah.
And it's excelling in 2022.
You know what's even funnier too is when
What?
people lie. Like when people lie, she's like the best liar. Like she commits so hard to lying, and the guy that's interviewing, he was probably like,
Isn't that called a sociopath?
Yeah.
Like when you believe it that hard? Like
Yes.
that's your thing?
Yep.
Correct.
Isn't there a quote, I think it was an Abe Lincoln quote, that was like something along the lines of, it's better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak and be proven one, or something like that? Like
You're
it's
bringing
like,
out Abraham Lincoln
Yeah,
quotes.
Abe Lincoln
Like-
also said Kamala Harris is a dumbass, too.
Abe
So
Lincoln
that
was talking
that
about
was a fun
Abe
one.
Lincoln was saying women's brackets are going to be a thing in 22, I think, too.
Oh, he did.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be your vote's not going to count in 2024 as well. I heard that as well.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We're going guns a blazing on this episode.
Good luck,
Who cares?
guys.
And also in the news, Dawn Staley. They asked her before the championship game. They asked her what they thought of NCAA women's basketball bringing in, or just women's basketball in general, bringing in men or transgender, if you will, transgender to play in the tournament or play in women's basketball. And here's what her response was for the people at home that hasn't seen this. It's very Kamala Harris-esque, if you will.
Dan Zachewski, Outkick coach, you just talked about, what a massive weekend this is, obviously, for women's basketball, women's sports in general. One of the major issues facing women's sports right now is the discussion topic about the inclusion of transgender athletes, biological males, in women's sports. I was wondering if you would tell me your position on that issue.
Yeah, have a sip.
Self-preservation begins.
Look at her.
She's trying to even find a
No,
response for
she goes
it.
like this. She goes, how viral are we going to get this going?
I'm under the opinion of
Yeah.
She really has no idea.
The funny
If you're a
thing is
woman,
that
you should play.
Oh, hold on.
If you consider yourself a woman and you want to play sports or vice versa, you should be able to play.
Oh,
That's my opinion.
all that build-up for that response.
And it was a conservative
Do you
outlet
think,
that asked that question
transgender
because they
women should
knew
be
it would
able
make
to
her do that. So
participate?
that was a
That's the
beautiful
question I
job.
wanted to ask. I mean, you want to ask, so I'll give you that. Yes.
What's a
Yes.
follow-up question
So
on
now,
that, right?
the barnstorm of people are going to flood my timeline and be a distraction to me on one of the biggest days of our game, and I'm okay with that. I really
Okay,
am.
turn it off. My lord.
Yeah, I'd follow
But
it.
here's the
throw up.
thing. If trans want to be in sports, start your own league. That's it. Start your own league. Be in your own league. Do your own thing. I'll watch that. I'll watch that all day. I'll watch chicks with beards all day. Let's go.
slugging it
I'm
out.
totally down for that. 100%. Right? Why do we have to muddle it in with the women? Also, we've seen this with boxing. That girl got a concussion, right? You know what I'm talking about? UFC and in boxing.
Yeah, USA Boxing regulated it.
It's too much.
That's insane.
It's too much. Man, what's your take on that?
Look, I always find it funny how the unaffected are the ones who co-sign like the hardest for it. Like you never see any of the current stars coming out like, sure, we need some guys in this league, right? Like Dawn Staley played. In the age of Dawn Staley, Malik, I put a picture up in the doc. And these are the guys that would have come over and played in Dawn Staley's league. Think about if Malik can pull those up for me really quick. We have a couple of old NBA stars, and they weren't really clamoring too hard for them to come over. But think about guys like Karl Malone, right? The male woman, right? Karla Malone. Or if David Robinson decided to make the jump over. You never see them kind of pushing hard for it when they're still
Are
playing.
you going right on the guns, Malik? I see you, dude.
Yeah, he's
That's why I
By
tried
the
to
way-
get the most
by
jacked
the way-
guys I could find.
Yeah,
Hey,
do we have David Robinson?
Did you
too?
see? There's a picture of Wembyama, and then there's a picture of these guys, and it's literally night and day. Those guys were pumping iron, while these guys are pumping bands. You know
But
what
think
I'm
about
saying?
it. We wouldn't even know the name Dawn Staley if that was a thing when she was playing. She's 5'6" guard.
Right.
What does she do if these guys decided back in the day, I woke up feeling like a lady today, so I'm going to go over and play like women's basketball.
Yeah.
I train female athletes. I actually spoke to one yesterday who's going to Princeton, who I'm real proud of. And
I thought you said she was going to go to prison.
No, not prison. But she's super
of
smart
her.
and
She's
very
doing great.
very plugged into what's going on. So it was funny to ask her as an 18-year-old, and she's like, me and my peers all think it's the most asinine thing ever. Like, we can't fathom that it's true. So, look, as hard as they try to push it on us, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a normal thought. So don't buy into that.
And Brady, I feel like you're a very smart guy. I feel like you'd have several picks
I try.
for if male NBA players.
I like your
were,
segue, Ray.
Yeah,
I like your
we're transitioning into
I like
trans
your,
WNBA.
I like your
here,
segue. I
Brady.
also like Mano's takes on that as well. I will piggyback on that, and I will give you my starting trans 5 league.
Oh, boy.
Here's my starting 5. Here we go. So, at forward.
intro. Hey, Bruce
Yeah.
Buffer.
From the Houston Rockets, it's Dylan Brooks. One, because I thought he's already got the braids. He looks good. He's got that goatee. And if you put a wig on there, it's Party Central. And also, he can shoot. So he'd be my starting forward. Then I have Draymond Green, because he's got a bad attitude.
He's gonna hurt you.
And he could definitely stir up the league. Can you imagine Draymond Green going into the WNBA? He'd be nasty.
I would love. It's like
I'm watching it.
Rempe in hockey.
I'm
You're
here.
gonna see fights everywhere.
I'm here for it. I'm watching
What
it.
the thing is, you don't even need a guy Draymond Green's level. Just get like a rock-solid high school player. We talked about Cooper Flagg last time. Let Cooper Flagg, who's never played a minute of pro ball, go over there and see how
Yeah.
it
What about who's the girl, Malik, that we talked about from South Carolina? The red hair.
Camila Cardoso.
Camila Cardozo.
She looks like Blanca from Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Straight
She's
up.
6 feet 7 inches tall, dude.
I
She's
know.
a killer.
I know. Dude, I'll put her in my. Well, no, I can't put her in the league.
Yeah.
I can't go there. Let's finish out my 5, if you will. Then I have Steve Kerr, because he's a huge libtard, and we need a coach, right? Or no, he can play. There we go.
He could be
Yeah,
involved.
Steve can play.
Yeah.
Throw a wig on him. He can still play. He can probably still ball in the WNBA. Then we have my 4th pick is LeBron James, because the homeboy's always looking to switch teams.
Jesus.
Look at this guy, dude.
Oh wow, that's real.
At what point did
That's
he
actually
is
not
that real?
Photoshopped?
That's a real picture.
Is that really a real picture?
That's
It's a real
Looks
picture.
like AI.
Yeah. Oh man, that's rough.
Is it AI?
Oh, I
Okay.
know there's some NBA players walking around in skirts.
I
though.
don't know. If
And
that,
holding a purse.
I don't know if this is AI. Dead honest with you, but is it Malik AI? Because I think it was
You
for
can't
the
ask
Barbie.
him. He's biased.
I
That's
know.
his boy.
It's
So
also
you
he's
can't-
also a LeBron.
Yeah.
He's also a huge
You
LeBron
can't ask
supporter.
him. You can't ask him.
Jesus. Then I have next. I have Russell Westbrook.
Oh, come on. I like Russ.
Dude, he started this whole thing. Look at this.
Oh, that's not AI.
Where
Russ,
are
no.
you?
That's a kilt.
That is not a kilt, bro. A kilt.
And those are like
He would have
size-
a bagpipe.
and those are
if
like
that was
size
a kilt.
15s at the
That's
bottom of
not
that
a
dress,
kilt,
too.
dude.
Oh man.
I don't know though.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what?
See those points?
You know what though? It looks comfortable. I bet it gets get a lot of ventilation in there. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I wore a dress once for Halloween, and it was the most comfortable thing I ever worn.
Well,
Whatever. We got pictures of it. I'm not afraid of it. You know, it's fine. Then coming off the bench, my sixth player is Dwight Howard.
Ooh.
There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Dwight Howard.
was that Weiland?
Because you want to know why? You want to know why? He's notorious for showing up to parties at Diddy's house dressed as a female,
Oof.
and I'm not joking.
Well, you don't want to know what happens behind closed doors there. Huh?
I would assume we do.
Yeah.
I think Puff Daddy's security guard has a video of it too, or
yeah,
audio.
probably.
Have you heard-
I actually know him.
Have you heard the audio of that?
No, I don't want to.
Have you heard the audio of that?
Not intentionally, and I hope it's not real, but yeah, it has come across my timeline.
Malik,
which
don't
is
find
not
that.
pleasant.
Malik, don't pull that up.
No, don't pull that up.
There's no way we could play that, but let's just say it's very interactive.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Wow.
For the people at home, if you want to look at it, dude, find it. Find it. We're live. We'll find it. It's not good, but it definitely is an eye opener.
And it's real.
It's real. Yeah, it's
And
real.
it's Dwight Howard.
No.
No, it's supposedly it's Meek Mill and Puff Daddy
Oh.
going
Oh.
at it.
Oh, I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
no,
it. Trust me.
I'm good
You
on
don't
that.
want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can't
bad.
unhear it.
Anyways, that's my
I'm good
top
on
six.
that.
What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with my top six? Do you like it?
I like it.
You kind of have like some of the most badass players in the league.
Right.
Like you would think.
Well,
like-
listen, if I'm going to watch the WNBA or I'm going to watch a trans
Yeah.
league, I'm going for the top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
go for all.
But like those guys are like physical, like big, nasty dudes, all of those
Would
guys.
be weird if
Dylan
he was
Brooks
going-
fights once a week. Westbrook doesn't afraid to mix it up.
Yeah.
Draymond's gotten suspended twice the
I'm here
last
for it.
12
Perfect.
minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why not?
Let's start with a bang.
It'd be weird if you were like Steve Nash. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, I don't know about that.
I thought he was going to pick. I thought
That's,
you were
that's
going
a good. That's kind of a good.
I guess
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you were going to pick like feminine males. I didn't think you were going to go for like the gusto and just pick
well,
like.
Dwight Howard. The reason why I put him at number 6
Well,
is
Dwight
because
Howard, like,
he's the creme de la creme.
Well, outside of basketball, on a floor though, you look at that guy. He's like, dude, he's like clinked out of stone.
Have you looked at Malik? You'll know
No,
what I'm
I have
talking
not
about.
looked at anything
Have you
off there.
No, hold on. Have you looked at Dwight Howard and his injuries? How he always had his knees and his lower back always hurt, and he was always out. I'm not kidding. This is a fact.
God. This is a
Jorge, have you
fact.
ever seen this? It's a fact, dude. He was always injured
Yeah, he's
with
right.
bad knees
Jorge says it's right.
and lower back. And I'm like
are
sitting
you,
here going,
are you
I'm sitting
getting at something or?
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. Listen, I know he's a tall guy, and I know he has to travel, but I don't think it's because of that. You know what I mean? Here we go. Dwight Howard,
There it
back
is.
soreness. Turned out to be a butt injury.
Yeah, he had too much Diddy house, right?
Hey, Malik, that's not AI, my friend. That's not AI.
That's not AI.
Aye.
But did he do it though? Did he?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Did he do it? I guess we'll find out somehow. I don't know. For the people at home that want to find out, let us know. Go in the comments and send it away because we'll put it on the show, baby. For sure. Okay, moving on. Caitlin Clark. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking how dynamic she is and how much heat she's getting playing in the championship game. And these girls that are coming out like Dana Taurasi, Jay Williams, all of them are talking shit about her. I forget the older woman that
It was Lynette Woodward.
yeah, Lynette Woodward
Yeah.
came out and said that, Caitlin never broke her scoring record
record, yep.
because they didn't have a 3-point line. They're playing with the men's basketball, yada, yada, yada. But I was thinking to you, Mano, I was thinking,
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark right now, attendance-wise, 13,000 people come and watch her on the reg, okay?
Yeah.
13,000.
14.2
Yeah.
watched the game last
Yeah,
night.
but also that's 5,000 more than the men average.
Oh, yeah.
And then also on the reg for WNBA, it's 9,551. So you're telling me that, and then Dana Taurasi came out and said that there's levels to this game, right?
Yeah,
So can we play the Jay Williams thing, and then I want your whole
yeah.
take on this?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
for sure. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Look at Jay Williams being a hater, and this is the stuff that pisses me off with these talking heads, because the stuff that they just pull out of their ass,
So Diana
like Jay
Taurasi,
Williams.
when you win 3 consecutive championships,
Hit this
two-time
guy
National
with
Player of the
fucking
Year,
tomatoes.
it has to
Yeah,
it has to culminate with the chip. It has to. I mean, Breonna Stewart, if we're talking about GOAT legends of the game, she's won 4 chips. 4 chips, multiple National Players of the Year. So I'm not saying that she's not at a high level, but for it to go to the states of immortality, in my opinion, it has to culminate with your team winning a championship.
She's great.
Here's herself.
She is great.
Okay,
Now,
that's fine.
now
You guys have
we
to
can
understand
argue.
It almost reminds
we
me
can
of like
argue
Kobe Bryant,
greatest.
almost.
If
Super
she's the greatest,
competitive.
Totally.
say Diana Taurasi or Lynette
Totally.
Woodard. And
Yeah.
Lynette Woodard's got something to say about the all-time scoring record too. But she's a cultural phenomenon unlike anything we've ever seen
For sure.
in basketball, in my view. And it goes beyond just the scoring record. She's not just elevated the women's game; she's elevated the game. And in that regard, we'll not see her like again, in my judgment. She's been incredible for sports.
There's just
for
a one.
basketball.
You can
imagine
stop
the
it.
young
She's
girls
a
that are
once in a
looking at-
generational lifetime or a generational player, I think, because you don't see people like her. Like Steph Curry, for instance. I don't know why I'm comparing her to Steph Curry, but it's just because I feel like they are kind of dynamic in their shooting and also their floor play and just how people gravitate around them.
Yeah, they're not
Just- or
super
just become-
physical presence either.
No,
you know.
but they're just become just better players, just playing with them. What's your take on that? Do you think it's obviously it's jealousy, but she's gonna go to the WNBA. Does she translate to the WNBA? Or my take, could she possibly be the first female NBA basketball player?
Well, I don't know where you want me to start. I can probably put an end to the
Start-
NBA basketball thing in about 3 seconds, and that's unfortunately no. And that's no disrespect to Caitlin Clark, but she just won't. She'll never
trans.
even get a shot off in the NBA, and that's just because I think we're not understanding the
physicality of the NBA.
you can't you can't grasp how good and athletic these guys are. She's not going to be able to create space. We saw a girl from Connecticut do a good job of holding her down for half the game. So not to say that she, but it's just different level, completely different level. But that's not to take a shot at Caitlin because she's taking $1 million this week, and I don't get it. The Diana Taurasi thing is interesting to me because she's going to be a gift to your league. Like, I don't understand why you would try to downplay
her and Sue
someone
Bird.
who's going to bring Sue Bird's incredible too.
Yeah.
Who's going to bring a ton of notoriety to your league. It's going to get you girls paid more because that's what happens. You get more eyes on the product, more people get paid, right? Diana Taurasi's funny to me in the sense too because she averaged 15 a game. She's saying there's, now you're playing with grown women. Like it's not the same game anymore. And Diana Taurasi averaged 15 in college to Caitlin's 28 and change. She's averaging 31 this year. So how could you go ahead and say someone who's averaged twice the number of points that you did in college is not going to be able to make the jump to the next level is just crazy. But it is what it is. You know the deal. No, she's not ready to get off the top of that podium yet. She probably sees a threat to her title, and she's upset by it.
Why wouldn't Caitlin Clark stay and just get all of her NIL money? Why wouldn't you stay one more year and just become like what? Because obviously she's not going to make what she's going to make in the WNBA that she can make with endorsement deals and NIL deals. That's just staying one more year in Iowa. Doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah, that was my hot take, bro. If I was her, I wouldn't even bless these ungrateful WNBA girls with my presence yet. No, go out there, make $20 million NIL, and laugh in their faces because they're making like $275K, right? Go pad all those NCAA stats because people like Dawn Staley, who I'll give her credit, gave Caitlin Clark a ton of love after the game. But before the game was already saying, nah, she's not the GOAT. She hasn't won anything. Da, 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 da. It's like, all right, let her come back for a year and make those records so unattainable that no girl's ever going to touch them again and put that out of there and maybe go win a chip. But yeah, she should absolutely come back for another year. Don't give these WNBA girls the grace of people coming to their games and everything. Let them deal with it for another year.
What do you think, Raymond? What's your take on that?
No, I right now she's riding the wave in the cash flow. I think she's getting a ton of offers. Dave Portnoy actually offered her $10 million to play in his rec league, which is absolutely insane.
Right. And he showed a video of his rec league.
Yeah, they're just absolute.
It's a bunch of fat-ass loser dudes.
She can't beat those guys for sure.
And by the way, no one's watching those games.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's watching those.
So she's just getting money tossed at her left and right.
Yeah, Malik, you think she should stay and collect her cash, or you think she should go to the WNBA and get all her endorsements, get all the endorsements?
I mean, I think she should just stay, pick up the money. I mean, the life of a college athlete is like that's the best life you want to live at the end of the day. I would like hold on to that as long as possible, especially if she has money coming in.
Yeah,
like if you're just some broke student athlete, no, but like she's getting paid more than the pros are.
What's the sexier brand? Jordan, New Balance, or Adidas? Because Kawhi, when he was hot, everyone's like, we got next. And then Adidas has always been popular. But if I'm her,
Crocs.
Yeah. Sponsored by Crocs.
Well, the crazy thing is that girl is so popular right now. I bet you she can get the young generation of girls any brand.
Yeah.
Like Kawhi was New Balance and it was cool. Like
it's not cool anymore.
Well, he's not cool anymore. But it's
after his laugh,
the guy takes off every third game.
But when he just won a championship in Toronto, like people were buying it because he was the face of it. I bet you Caitlin Clark has that type of stroke now. Where if she jumped on with a brand like I know Julius Randle is like the Skechers guy. If she went over to Skechers and said, I'm going to get Skechers basketball or Puma basketball big,
Yeah.
Let her go be the person. I bet you they'd give her a boatload. And the beautiful thing about today is she doesn't have to make the choice. She could do it from college if she wants. Doesn't have to leave and take a pay cut to go to the WNBA.
It just blows me that Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird are so like, they're not anti Caitlin Clark, but they've seemed pretty salty in terms of.
Of course they're going to be.
They seem pretty salty, but also like. No one was talking about you guys until this chick came along. Caitlin Clark literally sparked like they said, a phenomenon. She's a whole sport. And I will definitely go watch the WNBA games.
Yeah. And on top of that, while Caitlin Clark's getting all this flack, give Caitlin Clark some love. Because, Malik, can you pull quickly just the first 15 or 20 seconds of her answer when she's asked about the girls who came before her? Just how wonderfully she answered it, giving nothing but praise and thanks to the people who came before her and really built very little, unfortunately, because she was able to do more in 3 years viewership-wise and money-wise and attention-wise than any of these girls, as good as they are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But Caitlin Clark praised her. I know it's on our thing, if we can pull that up real quick. They asked her this question, now that your journey's over, what do you say to the people who came before you? And she just answered it so eloquent.
It'd be funny if she said it like Notorious. He's like,
You're
I want to thank nobody.
To so many young girls.
Take
you're
this chance
also
to
an inspiration to so many women who played sports and basketball while they were growing up. So what message would you like to share with those women who've helped blaze this trail to have women's basketball shining like it is today?
I would say the biggest thing is just thank you. And, that's what I always talk about is women's basketball isn't just suddenly good. It's been good.
See that? And she's setting all these different records for attendance and viewership and everything. And she's giving, giving praise to the girls before her who weren't able to touch that.
50 people showed up to the game and nobody wanted to support them and what they were doing. And, you know, Coach Jay is our associate head coach, who is one of the best
that's cool,
women's
Malik. Thank you,
basketball
bro.
players.
Yeah, she's a class act. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I like her a lot. I mean, everyone celebrates how they celebrate and everyone gloats how they gloat. And, you know, I think she took it with class. And obviously I wanted to see her win, but, you know, it just wasn't in the cards. South Carolina looked so good.
Yeah, they were awesome.
They just finished out with a undefeated season. And Don Staley had those girls ready to had them ready to play, and they played really well. But the thing that I thought was kind of crazy is the refs, I think, handed Iowa that game. Can we play the Iowa-UConn call that everyone saw that obviously was not a foul? I mean, this might be one of.
See, I don't agree with that at all.
I think this might be one of the worst calls.
Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
In sports, okay, we're gonna see.
Awesome.
Because there's no. It looks like. I mean,
Chris is pissed.
The girl literally made something out of nothing.
No,
she made something out of nothing.
No, that's not
legit. Watch this. She didn't move out of her lane. She went right into her.
Nah. Malik, can you find the slow-mo? Can you find the slow-mo clip, Malik?
I mean, she maybe moved her elbow up a little bit, but I mean,
in the
give me a break.
slow-mo clip, she's still sliding, and she gets her elbow up into Gabby Marshall's face. It's clear as day.
She's miniature. I mean, she ran into her
clear
elbow.
as day. I mean, you could see it in the slow-mo. This is one of those things where people are like, you can call that in the first quarter, but you can't call it in the fourth. And I'm like, that's ridiculous, because if it's a foul, it's okay. That's okay. I'm all right with that. But in slow-mo, it's clear as day that she was still sliding and she got her elbow up. I mean, they called it earlier in the game.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Look at Gino.
It doesn't
Ariema.
matter, like,
It's the
because
most
of when it was
She just had a heart
called.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah, no, her feet are still sliding. You could see it in slow motion.
There's not, dude. Because
Malik,
if
can you
see,
pull like
look,
the super slow
the
mo?
girl,
It's all over Twitter.
No.
It's all over Twitter, dude. I promise you.
Obviously, no, bro.
Obviously,
she
no.
stood. She
but I'm
stood
telling
there.
you,
And then
it's not a question.
And then the girl, look, she goes right into her elbow.
No, but he's pulling the wrong clip though. There's a clip where it's.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing it from that one. Because Marshall's.
Because you can't see her feet. But there's a slow mo. No, it's not that clip. There's a clip online where her feet. You could see how Dave Portnoy, I think, put it up on his Twitter. And she's clear as day, still sliding, and she gets her elbow up. And it's a sucky foul. It sucks that a big, important game was decided by that. But if you're one of those people who are like, yeah, it's a foul in the first quarter, it's got to be a foul always. It was the right call. Maybe you don't agree with when it was called, but it was the right call.
I don't know. I think it took away from a great game.
And the but the deciding factor in the game and the biggest stat that jumped out to me the entire game was bench scoring and the depth of South Carolina. South Carolina's bench outscored Iowa's bench 37-0. You cannot win a game like that when one girl off the bench is not able to get one bucket for you while the Iowa bench, the South Carolina bench got 37-0.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely a collective effort, that's for sure. I mean, Caitlin Clark was trying to do everything at once, and she couldn't do it. And
there was points in the game too where she was even like going to her teammates like, "Give me the damn ball!"
Yeah.
Like she was just running around the court, just going, "Give me the ball."
She also turned the ball over a lot too, though, just by trying to create her own shot. From what I saw.
And what happens is when you make the pass to the open girl and she's not making the shot, you kind of feel more pressure to do that, and that kind of results in turnovers a lot. That's what I noticed in the first half. She was distributing the ball well, but the girls weren't making anything. So it's like at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I'll keep it and take my chances. I'm the best player on the floor. So
with Caitlin Clark gone, does women's college basketball do people watch it? I mean, I know Paige Becker's great. I know
Becker's is awesome.
They got a lot of young.
Juju at SC is awesome still.
I know, but do they have
like killer? Yeah.
Does it have like the special feeling that Caitlin Clark brought to the game? Because I never gave an F about women's basketball. I'm just dead honest with you until Caitlin Clark came on the court. I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll see.
Well, look, at least we're talking about it, and I'm excited to see. I can never say that in all honesty. I've never been super excited about it going forward, and now it's cool. Paige got a lot of shine off of this, and that's kind of what a superstar does. They allow their shine to like rub off on other people, and the Juju Watkins gave him a great game, like going down the stretch. So it's going to be fun to see her going forward.
It's really cool in the past 2 years of 2022 of the women's sports progressing.
Yeah,
so
we've gone
starting.
We've gone from brackets to quite the progression.
Yeah, great.
According to our fearless Vice President Kamala Harris.
Yeah, thank God.
Speaking of moving on, we got the men's Final Four championship game tonight. Does Purdue even have a chance in hell in this game? Because UConn looks like a legit NBA team. Like UConn looks like they could go in and could probably give a NBA team a run for their money. I know Zach Edey's good, but I don't know if they have enough firepower around him to compete with Donovan and the boys. What do you think?
Yeah, it's tough because it's 2 number ones, which is going to be awesome. I'm excited to see that. But like you said, Edey is usually the engine that makes things go for them in Purdue. And he's for the first time going to deal with a guy who's like legitimately close in size to him, right? Because Klingon is 7'2", 280. So to see him match up with Edey, even if Edey's only getting like 75% of what he normally gets and Klingon neutralizes him by a little bit, that's going to be enough to push UConn over. UConn been my pick since the beginning. You're not relying on him.
You think
like an NBA
You
team.
think Edey's going to be hungover for this game, or you think he's going to be okay, right? What do you think?
I mean, it depends if he got a massage before, you know. So we'll see how that plays out. But I have UConn winning. I've said this for a couple weeks now. I think they're a better complete team. It's almost, in my terms, South Carolina, almost Iowa, versus Iowa, where you have a couple studs like Zach Edey and Purdue, but UConn's the more complete team.
Malik, who do you got in this game? What do you think? What do you like?
I'm going to go with Purdue just because.
I knew it, dude.
Because they're a plus 300 underdog?
I knew it.
They're a plus 300
right here
underdog.
it says plus 240.
240?
Oh, that's not bad.
Hard Rock Bet's doing a boost for plus 300.
I don't know, man. I think UConn wins by 5. I do. I think UConn wins by 5. I think it's
gonna be a close
It
game.
goes down to the wire, per se. But I think Edey fouls out, and then I think that UConn takes over. That's just my take. That's what I think. Because Edey is very good at foul trouble, but also he's good at getting his own fouls created for him as well. So we'll see. Anything else you have on the UConn Purdue game? It's not as sexy as the girls.
It's not.
For some reason,
it's
the only thing that's
right?
sexy about
Right.
UConn and the only thing that's sexy about UConn and Purdue is it's the first time 2 7-footers have met in the championship game since Akeem
And matching
Olajuwon
up, yeah.
and Patrick Ewing. So I think that's cool to see 2 bigs finally go head to head instead of always. Sometimes it's heavy guard.
A
play.
guard game? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Edey plays like a throwback player, man. He was posting and reposting last game, things that you don't see guys do in the last decade.
That was probably the best game I've seen him have in the whole tournament.
Yeah, he's been on a mission the entire tournament. I think right now he's dead set on trying to prove that he's like a big-time player going forward. Because for a guy as good as he's been in college, he gets a lot of like crap. Like people don't think he's going to translate. People don't think he's done after this. He may be a marginal NBA player, but I think he goes in there and gets off tonight against a team like UConn, and maybe he changes some of those opinions.
It's 7-2 versus 7-4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy. It hasn't happened since Ewing and Olajuwon. Yeah. But I'm excited for it. We're gonna definitely check that out for sure. Luka, I was watching Luka and Kyrie Irving do their thing last night. These guys are so fun to watch, man. They're so fun to watch. I mean, Luka with his passing and his shooting. I mean, I even watched this thing with Allen Iverson the other day, and Allen Iverson's like, he plays like a black guy. That's what he said. He goes, he plays like a black guy. And then also he said that he's slow. And I told you guys this. I said, Luka's slow. Like, he moves slow, but he's methodical in terms of his spacing on the floor, and he's very good to where he knows he wants to pass the ball. So, he misses these clutch free throws. And then the thing I like about this is Luka gives up the ball. Not selfish. He could have taken that shot if he wanted to. Nails it.
Beautiful.
Kid's a stud from Australia. Total stud.
Yeah, Dante Exum.
Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah, that game was great. And Kyrie Irving played big. He had 48
Yeah.
points. 48 points.
I'm not sure what he finished with. He's having a great year, though. He's back at 26, 5, and 5 a game. So that's the thing. Luka's so good. Kyrie doesn't get as much shine as he normally would. Kyrie's still incredible. But Luka's numbers are nuts. He's like 34 a game, 9 and 9. And you know he can go off and get you 50 anytime. He's still the guy I think I'd start my franchise around if I was a GM today.
Oh, Luka?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I think he's the best player in basketball. Besides,
Maybe
Joker.
him or
That
Shea.
and Joker,
Maybe Shea
probably.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, yeah.
But that might be the only guy who's even like in the
I
conversation
mean,
with me.
Anthony Edwards is no slouch either.
Anthony Edwards a bad boy, for sure.
So,
got some stuff.
you have stuff on the Knicks. You said the Knicks are
Yeah, man,
looking
I'm
good.
jacked up about the Knicks. So unfortunately, they lost Julius Randle, like their long-time kind of All-NBA guy for the year last week. But last night, they tied for the 3rd seed. They went into Milwaukee's house. Jalen Brunson went off again for his 9th 40-point game of the year. And now they're like kicking down the door for that 2 seed. So, again, we talked about it before. I think basketball is much better when like these top teams are like in the mix. And the Knicks are playing awesome now. They've been battling injuries all year, but they got OG Anunoby back. And they're 16-3 since he's been on the court, and they've traded for him. He's just been banged up too. So it's cool, man. They're starting to get it together now. They know they're done with Julius. He's not going to be here for the rest of the year, but they're just such a scrappy-ass group. They play Thibodeau basketball. And
Didn't they lose Julius for the season last year, too?
No, he was hurt going into the playoffs last year, so he came back like 2 games before. Was never able to really find that like same rhythm that it takes. And when you throw a big, important piece back in an offensive mix in the NBA, it takes a little while to like figure it out. And the last couple years, that's been a problem with Julius, where he gets hurt down the stretch. But
Right.
I love him, man.
Yeah. He's
been trying to come back, push surgery off, tried his best, but it just not happening.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. You could be Lonzo Ball and disappear for 3 years and get a monster contract.
Yeah,
It's true.
still make money.
Is that guy ever coming back? Lonzo Ball? Does anybody know? That
Man,
guy's been
I
gone
hope he
for almost
does.
I saw
3
him dunk off
years.
of 2 feet the other day.
Is he
You
dead?
said that.
He's
You
posting
said that
workout
a month
videos.
ago.
Oh,
I'm
so
telling
he's
you,
not
it's up.
dead?
No, he's not.
yeah.
I hope he does come back.
You think he's ever
So
going to
do
come
I.
back?
Yeah,
Because I
did
saw
you hear his
I saw
dad
an
this
interview-
week?
I
His
saw an
dad
interview-
said this
Yeah,
week?
I saw an interview with his dad, and his dad's like, these guys are not lifting heavy weights. Like I said, they're
I heard
pumping-
something different. Go
Oh,
ahead,
he
I'll
says they're
tell you.
playing. He says they're working out with bands. He says also LaMelo's shoes are trash from Puma.
Imagine this guy.
Totally.
saying the
Lonzo
Puma
Ball's saying
with
all
80
that.
years of track record are trash, and his shoes that fall apart where Lonzo had to change them every half is
Right.
saying that if he would have stayed in my big baller brand shoes with no research and development, the legs would have worked still.
Is that what he said?
Well, that's what he's implying. Like, as soon as they came away from me and my brand, their legs started falling off.
Yeah, these kids are pretty fragile these days,
we
dude.
doing?
Do you see any kids coming in that are just like specimens? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, no.
Old school,
Yeah,
like, just ripped.
like you showed that picture
Well,
of
Ant-Man, that's it.
of David.
Specimen.
Yeah, but-
Anthony Edwards is a specimen.
I know, but Anthony Edwards is a specimen. But if you pulled up that thing of Karl Malone, you saw David Robinson, you
Yeah,
saw
jacked.
It's
Hakeem Olajuwon, even
Jacked.
Hakeem Olajuwon,
Super
massive.
No, like even like guys like back in the day, Xavier McDaniels was awesome.
Anthony Mason,
Right.
jacked.
And
Oakley,
Generation
jacked.
Gen Z watching right now, they have no clue what we're talking about. Look up these guys. These guys were. These
Bricks.
guys, look at that, dude. Look at the Admiral.
He was a Navy SEAL too. David
Yes.
Robinson.
Yeah. He's like
You're not getting any
And
Navy
it-
SEAls in the NBA now, I'll tell you that much.
Even Jordan at one point was super skinny when they played against the Pistons and they lost,
Yeah.
but he came back and just
Yeah.
added like.
made a concerted effort to hit the weights, and he got bigger. Yeah.
You know what? LeBron actually, I'll give LeBron. LeBron's actually
jacked, bro.
he's
Yeah,
jacked
LeBron's
too.
a superhero.
But it's just funny the training that these kids have nowadays. It's more about speed and shots than it is about, I think, getting down and dirty in the boards.
But it's because they
that's-
also know that they're not expected to play 82 anymore. They're like, if you get 65 out of a guy now, it's a good year. So they know maybe we don't have to build that body up like we would under normal circumstances because they're not expecting me to.
Yeah, but also if you look at the guys that were bruisers back in the day, right? Like the Lambeers, or like not even the Lambeers. You could look at like I said, Xavier McDaniel, but who even competes with that now? Draymond Green is not a buff dude, but he is wiry. He's more of a even Dennis Rodman was ripped.
Well,
Do you see Draymond Green as a guy where you're like, that's the guy I want to be in shape like? Do you know what I mean? No.
No, you look at him and it's just I don't know. He's just a bruiser. He goes out there and just beats people up. But if he looked more like a superhero, I think he would gain more eyes on some games. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you who's gaining more eyes on games is Angel Hernandez for baseball. When does this guy retire, dude? Are we done with this dude?
Oh, this dude's
I'm
brutal,
sick
man.
and tired of this ump. This guy just blows calls, and then he just loves getting in fights with. It's more about him than it is the actual game.
Right, I say Angel Hernandez has what's called main character syndrome.
Yeah,
like
for
he's
sure.
a guy, it's always about him. Like people almost like they bought tickets to come watch me ump,
Right.
not to watch these guys play.
Right.
But this schmuck's been messing up games for 10 years. There's a clip that I put up of Armando Galarraga. Right, I don't know if you're familiar with the name.
Sure, of course.
But
10 times
Armando
fast.
Galarraga. This
Right.
this actually happened yesterday. This is Gleyber Torres up and just complete chaos on the mound. But Angel Hernandez,
Look at him, he doesn't listen to anybody. He looks
No,
like
he's
George,
always right.
He looks like George Bush. George Bush is like
So he steps
Car
off the
detail.
rubber, doesn't reset, throws a pitch, and Gleyber Torres steps out and he gets punched out. And mind you, the ball is 4 inches out of the strike zone too. So everything about this play was crazy.
all of that is. But wouldn't the other umps come up and say, "Hey, that's not a right call"?
The sucky thing is
You
he's
can't
behind
reverse
the
it.
he's the crew chief, so he's kind
He
of the
runs
guy
the
who
show.
makes the call.
Yeah, he runs the show.
But there's a clip that I put up of Armando Galarraga. So there's been,
said it again. That's
but look, there's been 24 perfect games in the history of baseball. Over 238,000 games. There's been 24 perfect games, and Armando Galarraga got to the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, and this is the call Angel Hernandez made to take that game from him. Watch this. So 2 outs in the ninth inning, perfect game. Armando Galarraga, boom, clear as day, right?
Right.
You think?
Yeah,
of course.
Angel Hernandez got to interject, right? This is about Angel Hernandez, guys. So everyone else thinks, but he calls him safe by a step. And this is before the day of replay. So forever,
It doesn't look like Angel Hernandez.
no, but he's
Looks
on
like a
the
seal.
he's
Looks like
on
the
this.
guy, looks like
looks
the
like
guy
a
over
walrus.
the top.
No, he's on this. No, but he's on this crew, and they all talk amongst themselves, and that's how
Is
it
that
goes.
one safe
so
too?
It ended
Yeah.
up being one guy on base, and all because back in the day, these umpires can't figure it out.
Maybe he's got money on the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably betting.
I don't know. This
This guy's
guy looks like
controlling
he's
it.
got
You never
money
know.
on the game.
With refs, umps, you never know.
But
You know,
think
bro,
you
this guy's
think,
got like ironclad tenure in his contract. Like,
Yeah.
how do you keep a job when every year you're like so just
I don't know.
incompetent?
Yeah, it's not like you're hurting for umps. You know what I'm saying? So why are you keeping this guy employed? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's wild. Man.
Yeah.
He's been doing it forever.
Yeah. So moving on, you said baseball's in a good place. What do you have for us right there?
Yeah, well, I think it's cool because there's a lot of parity in baseball now. So a lot of the teams that we thought were going to be awesome have been awesome. We think about the Yankees, think about the Dodgers, think about the Rangers. They all lead the league with 8 wins already. But then some sleeper teams that you would never expect that
The
you don't hear from a
Cubs.
lot. Well, the Cubs are playing really well. The Pirates have 8 wins. The Guardians are like right in the mix.
You
so
mean the Indians?
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
they-
Yes.
Yeah. See?
So there you go. There's the records. So teams that you expected to be there, it's cool, and then teams that are kind of make it fun every year, where they kind of come out of nowhere and give everybody else a
Where the
run
hell
for
are
it.
the
So that's
Cubs?
pretty fun.
Yeah, I didn't see
Where
the Cubs on there.
man. I didn't see the Cubs.
Cubs looked good last night. Bellinger hit a dinger, and they looked good. They kicked the Dodgers' ass, and I love that because I hate the Dodgers. That's right. Moving on to UFC, Raymond, this is your expertise.
Yeah.
We have Poirier and Islam for UFC 300. Is that what we're looking forward to?
No,
Or
no,
is
not
this-
not UFC 300.
Oh.
This is just at least the leak announcement from the media, at least saying that Islam is looking to fight Dustin Poirier. They're both agreeing on the fight. It should be interesting. The division is pretty tied up right now with other fighters. You got, of course, Justin Gaethje's fighting Max Holloway this week at UFC 300.
That's going to be awesome.
Yep. You have Charles Oliveira fighting Arman Sarukian also at 300. So
This isn't the Sphere, is it?
No. This is going to be
that's Mexican Heritage Week, right?
Correct. Yeah. nailed
I
it.
would never forget
Brady,
that.
you know it.
I would
yeah.
never forget that.
Yeah, we have to go to that.
You know
we'll
I
show
know
up with
about
some
Mexican Heritage
sombreros.
Week.
Yeah, why not? But the division's tied up right now. I mean, honestly, Dustin's an OG in the sport. I mean, I would like to see the fight, honestly. It doesn't make sense realistically in the division, but I feel like right now since the division's tied up, I like it. Why not?
Hey, Ray, is it fair to say, though, ever since like that IMG, CAA, UFC merger, we used to always love UFC because we always got the fights that like seemed to be the fight that was supposed to happen, and now it's more like a little showy, right?
Yeah,
now they
of
kind of make
course.
fights like that. Poirier's still a stud.
Yeah.
Like, he belongs in the main event picture somewhere.
Of course,
But there's
yeah.
probably guys who
Of course.
he came off a great fight, though, a couple weeks ago.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, Dustin Poirier's coming off. I mean, his last 2 fights, he got knocked out by Justin Gaethje, and then he just beat Benoit Saint-Denis,
yeah.
and who was ranked number 12. It doesn't make sense for him to fight for the
Right.
title, but also he's been in the picture in the top 5 for years now.
You're gonna sell tickets to that fight.
Correct. And now it sells tickets.
Yeah.
A lot of people are backing Dustin now, so I would like to see it. I'm not against it. It doesn't make sense, but
How does it go if it happens?
Islam. Yeah.
Yeah, that kid's nasty. And also, isn't there an age gap on this too? Isn't there an age gap?
Dustin's on his way out. He has a couple more fights, I think, and I think he knows that as well.
He looked pretty awesime, though, for 35.
He
though,
did.
last night,
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Benoit Saint-Denis was 27.
Yeah.
You know, he's in shape, ready to go in the prime in the prime of his career. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to go to Hot Legs for that, right?
Yeah, we'll go to Hot Legs. Brady and Hot Legs.
What is it? So you said John Jones. We got a teaser on this. John Jones.
Yeah, over the weekend, John Jones was allegedly, accused of saying he was going to kill his drug testers, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It leaked over in the media.
Little CTE right there for you.
Yeah. No, well, here's the thing, though. John Jones immediately went to Twitter and started defending it.
So break down what's
And
happening here, because I'm
so-
watching him throw guys.
Yep.
What I was
Correct.
told.
So
was, yeah.
ready? These are the drug testers. They accuse John Jones of him chasing him out of their house, or chasing the drug dealers out of the house.
Oh, he just dapped her up right
Drug
there.
dealer.
She just slapped hands with him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
he
just
said that they
pat
were
him on the back.
John Jones was threatening to
that's
kill
brutal.
them. He was telling them he was going
intoxicated,
to
right?
kill them.
Didn't
Are
he
you
say he was
serious?
Intoxicated, and then John Jones released that and said, "Yeah, that's really what happened."
Who
So
are
those
these
two
assholes?
people,
Yeah, exactly.
those two people are the ones who said.
Correct. And they
on,
said
do
John
better,
Jones
guys.
was threatening to kill him and
Do
all this,
better,
and he's
that's
patting him
terrible.
on the back, going, "Hey, have a good
I
day."
watched him just slap hands with her.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
those
thank
guys
you so
should never
much.
work again.
Dude,
that's terrible.
Honestly, having security cameras is sometimes a good thing and a bad thing. And in that
it's-
case, obviously, that's a
And it
that's a
sucks
great thing.
because it kind of fits into John Jones's career
100%,
because
which sucks.
he's already had a bunch of stuff happen to him. He's not at that point of his
You
career.
mean drugs-wise and stuff?
Correct. Drugs and,
Just
doing crazy
making
shit.
bad decisions. Yeah.
When that first got leaked, I was like, oh, shit.
Same.
Again, man.
Because he's got like his
Persona,
blueprint
almost.
is he does things wrong.
Right.
He finds the Lord. He speaks out about it,
Right.
and then he does something wrong again when you think he's fixed. So it's like that was
It fed right into it. We all did.
Yeah,
I felt.
100%.
I mean, I immediately was like, "You got to
Not
be kidding
again,
me!" Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, because
correct.
if that's true, then you're. I mean, that's not your career per se, but it's just not good.
I mean, he's the current UFC heavyweight champion of the world. You know, right now they have the interim with Tom Aspinall, but he's the guy right now.
Why don't they have him fight in 300?
Well, he tore his pec, so I mean, they offered him the fight actually, but
Yeah.
he said he needs time to recover. So
He's been out, what, like 7 or 8 months with that pec?
I was going to say,
He's
yeah,
gotta be close.
But I
he's
assume,
close to a return. They're going to probably do an announcement.
I would
so.
assume, yeah.
That's a great segue, too.
Yeah.
Tearing your pec. Yeah, thanks,
Correct.
brother. Speaking of,
Speaking of comebacks,
Conor
Brady.
McGregor. Conor McGregor, go for it. What do you got for us?
So, I mean, I'm going to leak some information here on the Mouthpiece.
Oh,
I think.
you heard it.
I
heard it
think
here
you
first.
guys are going to hear some real
breaking news. Malik, where's the breaking
breaking
news?
This Thursday at UFC press conference 300, Thursday night, there will be a major announcement officially by Dana White and the UFC with Conor McGregor's comeback, and it's against my good friend Michael Chandler.
Hey, let's
So,
go. Finally.
At 185 pounds?
Heavyweight.
Hey,
No,
so-
Michael Chandler?
So he's your good friend. Did Michael Chandler, he stopped thinking this fight was going to happen, right?
everyone until right now too, and realistically it hasn't been announced. Everyone's probably still skeptical.
What's
it is
the-
happening. We're calling on the Mouthpiece on the Monday, so be
You heard
ready,
it?
watch it,
Hey.
tune in on Thursday. They're gonna announce it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ray Sherwood breaking it that Conor McGregor's going to fight Michael
And
Chandler.
if it doesn't happen, we
at-
tar and feather Ray Sherwood on Thursday.
Yeah,
Listen,
no, correct.
yeah.
No, you guys can come after me because it's happening. I'm that confident.
I
So.
love it. I love it. I can't
Sign.
wait.
I'm
Listen,
sign. Everyone's doing what is it? NDAs right now. We're sending it to everyone
Yeah.
watching. So
Yeah, everyone watching, we'll send you an NDA.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. That's exciting. What is the age difference with those guys?
I think they're relatively around the same age. I think Chandler may be a little bit older. He's 37. But
I'm just wondering, fight-wise, I'm wondering if this is Conor fighting like Cowboy. Because remember when he fought Cowboy and he beat him with just his shoulder?
Yeah, sure.
Just doing this the whole time?
I'll tell you what.
Do you remember
He broke
that?
his nose.
Yeah, the
whole time doing that.
Fucked him up.
Because
That was
he didn't
incredible.
expect that at
This
all.
is going to be highly combustible fight. This isn't going the distance, guys.
Yeah, I think
Somebody's
Someone's
going
down.
out.
And also,
Somebody's going out.
they kind of have bad blood with each other too, right?
Yeah, I
Because-
mean-
but also that's Conor McGregor's MO. That's what he does. It's just,
And Mike Chandler's like Captain America. You know what I mean? He's like trying to rid the bad. So I
Oh,
mean,
God,
we'll see what
that's-
happens.
Dude,
trying to
Conor
rig the
McGregor,
We'll
hey,
see.
his
We'll see what happens.
his entrance at the Sphere.
Well, he's got the coolest theme song ever. They
Yeah,
do like
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so I'm
It's
sorry.
pretty
This
cool.
is not at the Sphere, right? This isn't at the Sphere. This is going to be.
I don't
300.
even know where it's going to be at. So this could be at the stadium. This is going to be a sold out event. I'm interested to see where it's going to be.
Because
held.
if it's at the Sphere, this would be astronomical. This would be
Massive.
the baddest thing.
Who
ever.
else do you have open the Sphere?
Conor
Right.
McGregor,
Yeah.
or John Jones. That's it.
Or
Those two
John
are the
Jones.
biggest
That's
guys. God, I can't wait. That's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
So
for that.
yeah, his return is it's coming.
I hope
Well-
he's all in, man. I hope he's not like doing like.
This is going to be
Do you
one of
remember
the
when
best.
he did the press tour with Mayweather?
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the most all in I've
I
ever
told
seen
you.
him. If he was ever like that again, man, I would be so
He just
happy.
actually released training sparring. He did a live sparring session in Ireland yesterday. And
Conor
he released,
did?
Yeah, and he released the
How's he
training
look?
video. Looks pretty sharp.
Does he look like boxer Connor or like movement Connor? Because I thought movement Connor
looks-
was always better than boxer Connor.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty sharp, man. But also, I'm gonna
Nice.
be with Mike this week too, training over at Kill Clip FC.
Very cool.
So I know Mike's in camp right now. So
That's awesome. Well, if you want to find out more about that, hit up Ray on his Instagram or
Yeah.
just hit him up in the comments and he'll be responding.
Yeah.
Moving on to our good, the bad, and do we care? My good. We just had a solar eclipse. All the lights are still on, thank God. And this is my good from Trump. Trump looking at the solar eclipse back in 2017. I don't know why I thought this is hilarious, but look at him. I mean, dude, look at him. Doesn't give a shit.
that's pretty awesome.
He's like, I built the sun. It doesn't matter. I put it
it's
up
a beautiful
there.
sun.
I put it up there.
It's a beautiful sun.
It's a good sun. It's good. I put it up there.
Barron Trump was like 2 feet
I was
shorter.
just about to say that. He looks like he's 6'1".
He could grab the sun now.
By the way, Barron Trump's 6'7". Why have we not put a basketball in this kid's hands?
yeah, exactly.
What are we doing?
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he
He
won't
should be
get
playing
physical
tonight
play.
against
Listen,
UConn.
how
What
dope-
is going on?
Listen, how dope would that be if you had Bronny James going against Barron Trump? I mean, obviously there's an age gap, but I was going to say, Just something. Put the basketball.
Well, there was
in
like
his
a countdown to 18 for Barron Trump, so that people could start berating him. You think that kid gets a fair shot if you put him on top of a basketball
put the
court?
kid in the NBA or put him in. Listen, put him somewhere. I'll watch that shit all day.
Yeah, for the thumbnail, you should put Trump looking into the sun now from everything.
I think that's a great
This
idea.
point moving forward.
100% we're doing that.
That was a
look
great-
at Chris's face. Like, don't
No,
do it.
actually, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
hysterical.
funny.
Chris, what do you have for your good?
All right, my good is we can't play the whole thing, but obviously, if you know me, you know I love
watched it.
wrestling. This was WrestleMania weekend, one of the biggest ones of all time, and they had what's now going down as the best 5 minutes in WrestleMania history.
Stop it.
It was Roman Reigns defending his title
The
against
Rock.
Cody Rhodes, and Cena came back. So much
Why
more.
does
It's
The Rock
crazy.
look like
Now watch.
Elvis or
He's got
something?
bell
He's
bottoms
wearing-
on too.
Yo, Elvis is on.
But The
yo,
Rock,
the-
he's
killing
this
the
is the
guitar.
Undertaker coming back Raw of the year, so tune into that tonight.
Malik,
Should be sick.
Can you pull up?
You're going to tune in that over
Can
the
you please pull up the
NCAA
best?
game?
Here.
Oh, yeah, don't
I'm
tune
gonna
into
give you
that.
listen, boys, listen. I'm going to give you the best moment ever in WWE history, WWF, where Andre the Giant choke slams or body slams. I'm sorry, Hulk Hogan body slams Andre the Giant. This hands down was like, I remember as a kid, I ripped my buddy's parents' place apart. It was the craziest thing ever. You're like, no one does that to the Giant. No one does that to Andre the Giant.
But that's
and he picks him up and he just throws him on the ground. I remember jumping off the couch and like yelling to my boys. I'm like, that's how it's done. That's Hulk.
And the problem happens is now these guys are doing such crazy stuff like double backflips through glass windows and stuff that nothing is like exciting like that used to be, right? That was a basic body
You know,
slam.
Chris,
Who even thinks
If you
of
see
that?
that today,
This is my moment. All right.
Double backflips through glass? That's insane.
that's what happens now, and it's like a regular body slam doesn't impress nobody.
No,
anymore.
it doesn't. But when it's Hulk Hogan doing it to a 800-pound giant,
800-pound
you know what I'm saying? This is before social media,
He's
before
only like
Twitter, before
2,000
anything.
pounds.
I'm not kidding you. I thought Andre the Giant. I thought they were real people. I mean, as you were a little kid, you thought they were real people, and now we're grown men, and we're still
Andre
watching
the Giant
this
not
shit.
a real person?
I mean, I'm saying they're real people, but I'm saying like imaginary, like an imaginary giant, like like an imaginary giant. That's
Yeah.
what I thought Andre the Giant was. I still do.
He wasn't real.
I still do. Malik, do we have that clip, or is it just me overreacting? as
No, we
usual?
have it.
Overreacting.
I don't know. I'm all worked up now. Probably
Crazy.
Probably stunk.
Oh my god,
That's the first thing I was thinking when he picked him up, right?
It's just
Yeah.
stinky.
It's a-
that's probably why he put him down so quick.
Yeah,
so you gotta
that's
get
a
it.
good call, Chris.
Get
I thought he
away
was
from me.
800 pounds.
Look at Chris coming out with
He's
the
like
jokes.
900 pounds, you know.
Okay,
Just keep going on.
we got off the track. I'm sorry. Let's go to Raymond. What's your good?
So, over the
Follow
over-
that up.
Yeah.
over the weekend.
Sorry, boys.
Over the weekend, we have Chen Zhongyi, whatever.
Is this a made-up story?
He
Jen
broke,
Zoinky.
he broke the record of the amount of jump ropes at the world champion jump ropes, and I thought this was fast forward video.
Oh, this is crazy.
It's insane how
What?
quick this is in real
saw
time.
this, Chris?
Watch
I saw the video.
in 228 jumps in 30 seconds. Watch, that's insane.
What are the chances his name is actually pronounced Chen Zong? There's no
He's
way.
from
Yeah. Is he a white guy? What is it? What do we got?
Yeah, no, he's definitely not white, Brady.
I was gonna say.
Chen Zoingy
Oh,
or whatever.
I thought you said
Sungyu?
Chad.
Sungyu? No, not Chad. No. Then yeah.
That's his brother.
Yeah, no, he's Chinese for sure. But yeah, that video is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
In,
we have it.
I'm looking for it. I got one.
Maybe you can
you
show
got
us.
it?
Maybe you can show us, Ray. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm a maniac.
I don't know if this is
His feet are crazy
on
fast.
the floor.
This is in real time.
and I just can't take it anymore.
You know what's crazy? You know what I was thinking immediately when I was watching
Yo.
this? Who counts these? Like, how does somebody count those to even know
I don't
like
know.
what number they're at?
You'd
Malik,
think they would have like a platform.
Malik, now
where
you
they
gotta
could,
play
like, tap
I'm a
it.
maniac.
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna
Look at
lie.
him.
I don't know if that's it, but it's way quicker than that.
You just get some
the
cleats or
video that
something.
I
I saw
had
the video.
He might be
It was
great
wild.
on the
insane.
field.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you guys. Is that regulation jump rope, or is that are we doing?
I think
trying
there's
to customize
is
jump
there
rope?
drug testing and jump roping?
Gotta be.
I heard Dawn
You know-
Staley's mad because they used to use different jump ropes that were heavier, and now
I heard that.
We're on to something here,
Yeah.
guys.
Listen.
Well, Chen Zingli,
Give it up give it up for Dawn. Give it for Dawn Staley. She's highly recruiting people jump roping that fast. Whatever that means. All right, moving on. My bad. My bad is it was actually really good. This is actually not bad, but bad in a good way, because it's my show and I can say that. This guy for the UFL, forget his name. What is the guy's name for the UFL? The kicker?
Bates.
Bates, yeah. This guy is, by the way, not going to be in the UFL for much longer. He's definitely going to be picked up by somebody because he hits a 64-yarder. Then I think he hit almost a 67-yarder.
64 and 62.
64 and 62. Look at this kid.
Back-to-back weeks.
And by the way, he clears it by at least 5 yards when he goes over the goal line. Did you see this, Ray?
No,
This is with no time, barely no time left on the clock, too.
Yeah, barely no time on the clock. And he already had one. And this is the second attempt.
The Michigan Panthers.
You wonder how this
right?
guy slipped through the cracks, huh? How did the NFL
I
not
don't
grab
know.
this guy right away?
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
My
he's
buddy
got a
plays
cannon.
He's
for
like
that
a
team.
Roldis Chapman throwing 103 miles an hour. Like,
And I
how do
think
you,
before last week he didn't kick
Oh, yeah,
field
there's my buddy, Hurst. That's Jared Hurst. Shout
that
out
it?
Jared. Yeah,
Shout out to
that's
Jared.
my buddy.
I think before last week this guy
sick.
didn't kick field
Really?
goals
Jared.
like
Big
in like
Jared.
10 years either.
Really?
Which is pretty crazy.
Oh, so he's like a Kurt Warner type story?
He was doing he was kicking, but I think like punts and kickoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they had him doing field goals, and now here he is.
All right. Well, what do you have, Chris? What's your bet?
My bad is Coach Calipari actually, after not winning a championship, got pushed out of. I mean, there was a ton of backlash from the Kentucky fans, and now he's going to move over to Arkansas. He's finalizing a 5-year deal. He's won a national title there, and he's been to 6 Final Fours. He's had 1 million first-round picks. And, guys, the grass isn't always greener. So now they're going to bring a guy in. He's probably going to be a worse recruiter, not get the NIL money. So we'll see how this goes going forward for Kentucky.
I don't know. He fumbled that team for Kentucky. They had a lot of good players, a lot of blue chips, and I don't know. Maybe Coach Cal's losing his fastball. Who knows, right?
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But who are you going to bring in to replace him right away? Is there a name that you think of?
I don't know. Why not Bill Self? Bill Self seems like he's doing all right with Kansas, but why not step over to Kentucky? These guys always glide over to other top 5 colleges. Whatever. Ray, what do you have for your bet?
You got the video? Yeah, for my bat, I like to bring in a lot of overseas things, and
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
I mean, the jump roping one.
it was
I'm not gonna lie, Ray. You probably have some of the best clips out of.
I do my
out
research.
of all of Mouthpiece
Brady.
shows.
I do my research, and for this one, it's Russian
His
MMA.
show prep.
Ray's show prep is literally show up 5 minutes before the show.
In Russian MMA, there's clearly no weight classes here, and you have a young female who weighs about 115 pounds versus an Andre the Giant 800-pound
Hey,
woman.
leave my guy alone. He's a real.
We're about to watch a crime, is what you're
He's
saying.
a real person.
And they really don't fight here. The girl accidentally runs falls down and falls into the cage and knocks herself out
What?
before the fight even gets going.
What is the point of this?
Ready? And she's out cold. The ref is giving her water.
Is that the shortest fight ever?
Yeah, it could be.
That guy, that's
or the
besides-
largest fight
besides the
ever.
knee at Masvidal.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. So,
Wow.
very interesting.
Yeah. My do we care? Moving on to my do we care is Joe Biden sitting around trying to connect with the Italian families in America, because he just did this with black families. Now he's doing it with Italian families, because whoever the marketing team on this is, fantastic. You guys are batting 1,000, effing idiots.
It's all about family.
Yeah.
It's a tradition in our family. We welcome family.
Yeah,
every
they're
Friday.
eating pizza out of the pizza boxes.
Yeah, it's all about
We'll
family.
cut the audio out, but
Why you can't do the audio?
I'm not trusting that music.
Oh yeah,
It's
good call.
Godfather music.
By the way, for the people at home, we get docked on everything. So you know what? You're gonna have to read it. And for our family.
So what's the
My dad
premise?
used to have an expression: lie, and lie more.
So what's the premise? He every couple of weeks to try to cheaply appeal to a different culture. He goes and eats their kind of food with them.
Correct. Yeah, just
So
to
it's
show
not even
that
a home cooked
a
meal.
man
It's a
of the people.
takeout pizza.
Yo, the last one was with black
Oh
family.
yeah, he brought KFC to
Yeah,
a black
and no,
family's
they were eating Popeyes.
Was it
Popeyes chicken,
It
bro.
was so ridiculous.
Like what the fuck?
And he was being completely
Read the room.
serious.
He was dead serious, and he fell asleep. And he was like, "I ordered hamburgers." You're like, "What, Joe?
What is this guy talking
Are you
about?
talking about, you idiot?"
Nobody
Anyways.
puts this on mainstream media, man.
You know what we do here at the
Yeah,
Mouthpiece?
good.
For sports and
Somebody
everything. Fucking Joe Biden. All right, moving on. Chris, what do we have for Do We Care?
Something a little different.
Yep.
All right, we have Tiger Woods. He was out there for his practice round at Augusta this week. He shot 31 on the front nine, which kind of paces for a 62. So obviously it's a
he looks
practice
short there.
round, and we don't know. He's coming back, but
Yeah, he says he's also not. Remember we talked about it. His buddy said he's not going for any
He's
sexual
abstaining
activity.
from sexual activity,
Sexual
and he's
activity.
shooting 61s. 61 equates to a 31 equates to a 62 on a full 18.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a perfect science, but that's absurd.
Well, he says he's coming out because he wants to win one more.
Good for him. That would be a blast.
Yep.
It's always funner when Tiger Woods is at the top.
Of course,
of golf.
dude. Yeah, of course. It's
Yeah.
like, but I I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can't wait. I love Tiger Woods. You know, he's always fun to watch, and he always brings excitement to the tournament. Ray, what do you got?
To cap
Take
it
us
off,
home, Ray.
To cap it off, I just want you guys to take a look at this, and I love how whenever I bring this, you guys are always blinking, going, "What the hell is he going to show us?" But
I'm here for it, Ray. I'm here.
yeah,
Raymond.
yeah.
Jesus.
Is that ejection worthy?
Jeez, look, his face is white. That's how hard
Let's
he hit him
watch
with
that one more time. Is this? Do you think that this should be legal or what?
Well,
boom.
Oh my God.
Well, he's definitely standing
That-
right in front of the plate. So
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what you do, but
yeah, Malik, I thought this was banned though. I thought you
yeah,
can't
I think
do
that is.
I thought it
banned
was banned. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
By the way,
He
I'm
ran
here for
full.
it.
Yeah, no,
I'm
me
here
too.
for all of it.
Yeah.
This is sports, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way it goes. People get knocked out.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, it's been a great show. I had a great time. Thank you guys very much for tuning in at home. Chris Mano, do you have any parting words for the people at home?
No, just thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Please keep it with us. Man, we are going to grow this thing with you. We want you guys to help us tailor the show. So
That's right.
thank you guys so much for checking in. Check me out on Minect and Instagram, Mano Steel. Thank you all.
Raymond, what do you have for
thank
us?
you guys for watching. We're looking to build and grow this, so appreciate you guys tuning in. So you guys can follow me at Ray Sherwood1, and great show today, guys.
Awesome. Malik, what do you have for the people at home?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you like this hat I'm wearing, right here, this one, beanie. I'm wearing a beanie in Florida, but don't judge me. Go to vtmerch.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, all of your views mean so much to us. And please tell a friend, tell your parents, tell your grandparents. We don't discriminate here. We love it all. Also, go to Valuetainment Sports. Go to the Mouthpiece. Click on the reels. Click on the short clips. Check out some old episodes. We have a lot of good stuff, and we have a lot of good stuff in store for you guys on Thursday. Maybe a special guest, but stick around. You'll have to find out. It's been the Mouthpiece. I've been Brady Matthews, and we'll see you guys Thursday.